All right. Good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. YouTube folks, feel free to skip ahead about a minute here. I'm going to give people a chance to get into the chat before I get started with this. But I'll say sort of a few informal words about myself before I get started with the deck tech and gameplay. So good morning, folks. My name is Phil Gallagher. I run Thraben University, which is a site exclusively for legacy, death, and taxes. I am a legacy enthusiast, and today we are playing a donation deck list. We're going to play blue-white Stoneblade. And Stoneblade is a deck that's not necessarily super popular right now, but I do think it is quite interesting. So historically, Stoneblade has been, maybe not in the past 2 years or so, but historically it's been one of the solid control decks in Legacy. There are a whole bunch of different flavors of Stoneblade with all sorts of different sort of like angles of attack. Today's deck list is a little bit odd. Morning, folks. So I saw this deck list and I just couldn't pass up on it. Something approximating this list is what is probably like an optimal blue-white Stoneblade deck in Legacy. This is just like no nonsense, cheap efficient spells, and back to basics as a lockout piece. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying the content. 5:49 a.m. stream for you? Well, great way to start out your day, right? But this deck list is what I would call spicy. Can you help me with D&T? I can't stop throwing one Mangara into all of my decks. I'm afraid there's no cure when you have a case of the Jimmies. Or the Timmies. I don't care what you want to call it. Like, Mangara is so much fun. I do not blame you for throwing one in. Like, it's hard to forget when Mangara goes and takes over games because it destroys games like no other card does. It's really slow at doing so, but like the look of despair that's on your opponent's face when you realize that like you get to do this forever is exquisite. Big play syndrome. I too suffer from big play syndrome. Like, look at this deck list. Like, we have main deck, Gideon, Jace, and Nahiri. I don't even know if all of you know what this Nahiri does. Like, this was like a weird commander card, so this never saw standard play. So the the +2 creates a core soldier token, and if you have a piece of an equipment, you can attach it to it. The -2 lets you return an equipment card from your hand or graveyard to the battlefield, and the -10 lets you create a colorless equipment named Stoneforge Blade. It's indestructible, and equipped creature gets +5/+5 and double strike, and the equip cost is 0. So, this is like totally, probably unreasonable to play, but that's not stopping me. I love Chains of Mephistopheles. That card is great. I don't want to tip my hand early, but I definitely want to brew a mono black prison deck that revolves around chains. I have some work to do to like get that together, but I have ideas. Oh yeah, M. Kelly, Brightling was the Nutter Butters. Absolutely love that card. It's going to change a lot of matchup percentages by a lot. I'm really looking forward to playtesting with that more. Yeah, but Chains is like 50 cents online, so that's not a problem for me. Yeah, Bosk, you're probably right. Leovold is probably just better than Chains. Leovold's insane. Okay, so, like, I know these are the attention getters of the deck list, but I want to draw your attention to this card right now, Search for Azcanta. So, like, this is a Legacy staple, right? It's really good. It's seen play in Miracles. Sometimes people like to throw one into check pile or something like that. There's a lot of really cute synergy with this card. So like, let's say you mill a spell. Snapcaster Mage gets it back. Let's say you mill a land. This Crucible of Worlds gets it back. Let's say you mill an equipment. This Nahiri gets it back. So this deck list has some really cute synergies going on. That's how I would describe this deck list. I don't think this deck list is necessarily good, but I do think it is going to be a lot of fun. Like, I don't know that there's actually enough cantrips in this deck. I would really much rather have 8 cantrips than 6. But, like, Search for Azcanta kind of fills that role, and the Snapcaster Mages help out a little bit. Like, I'm not sure that I actually have enough instants and sorceries to justify 3 Snapcaster Mages. Like, 2 might be better. I don't know that this Crucible is actually good. I don't know that, like, this Planeswalker is actually good. But, like, whatever, we're going to have some fun. We're going to play this deck list. I just, like, I couldn't resist when I saw it. There are some really neat combos in here. Like, Wasteland Crucible of Worlds is, like, historically good against a whole huge portion of Legacy. Mishra's Factory as a finisher is very good with Crucible of the Worlds. Against decks like Checkpile, just keeps coming back forever, or chump blocking forever. This Glacial Fortress is a little suspect. Like, I guess this, like, straight up should just be another Tundra. And the person who made the deck list just didn't have that last Tundra. Do I have one more Tundra? Because I just noticed that now. I don't have one more Tundra. Tundra's cheap. All right, Fortress dodges choke. Okay, maybe that is an intentional choice. That does matter. Okay, I won't swap it out. All right, good catch, chat. I didn't think of that. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that alone then. Looking at the sideboard, there are a couple of interesting choices, but I like a lot of what's going on here. I want to highlight like one package in particular. This is a great package to bring in versus like depths combo decks of various natures. Like, you get 3 bonus ways to deal with Merit Lodge and 2 Pithing Needles to help like stop them getting to it in the first place. So like, I really like this portion of the sideboard a lot for this reason. And then we kind of have like this portion right here, which is for your other unfair decks. And then you have sort of this third pile here that's for all of your fair stuff. So like, I like a lot of the way this sideboard is constructed. Again, there's some questionable but fun things in the main deck, and we're just going to jam. I do want to thank Raymond V for his donation to make this stream possible. I have added an ! donation chat command, so if you're interested in like seeing what my donation options are and things of that nature, that is there for you now. Oh yeah, so like Blessed Alliance can do some silly cute things. Although you almost always use this for target opponent sacrifices an attacking creature, it does have an untap 2 target creature modes. So like, if you have Mishra's Factory, like, you can attack with it, like Blessed Alliance, untap it, and use it to pump itself, or something of that nature. So that's really neat. In D&T, when I played this card, I've gotten some like huge blowouts by like untapping Mother of Runes and giving stuff extra protection. Mishra's Factory is like the only creature I can untap here for like super spiciness, but it's probably fine. Let's battle. Oh, and to just I played the last round of the league I was playing last night off stream this morning, and I beat Malamujo, who was on D&T, with a couple of just, like, god hands. Oh god, Jasper. Blessed Alliance untapping Mangara. Whew. That rustles my jimmies in all the right ways. Yeah, so Steamflugger Boss, one of the things I want to say about this deck list is that it came from a very small event. I want to say this came from like some like 16-person European event or something like that. So the deck list may not be objectively the best or most powerful or well-tested thing, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so fun. Pour one out for Mangara. Press F to pay respects. I've played Nahiri in Legacy on multiple occasions. I've played it in D&T when there was a bunch of like bug floating around and my equipment kept getting blown up. I played it then, and I've played it in Stoneblade before as well. Well, this is gonna be a mulligan. That's an unplayable hand. I don't have respectable mana. So that's how this league is starting off then, is it? Fuck. Hold on. Yeah, let me confirm. Yep, there are lands in this deck. So I think I'm such a dog. Do I even like play my land? Or do I just like let my opponent take a couple of plays, figure out what deck they are, and concede? Like, I can try to hit a land and go like Stoneforge Batterskull, hope that works. But then my opponent knows how to sideboard for me. Merja, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate your support. I'm just gonna pass the turn. I'm gonna make no play. That might be crazy, but I just don't think I can win this game. And I'd rather try to get some information and sideboard properly for the next one. Alright, I'll let him know I'm on a blue deck. So this could be Grixis Delver, or this could be like Ant. I feel like this is Grixis Delver with Stifle. So I'm going to try to fetch, and I think I'm going to get stifled right here. Let's see if I'm right. Not right. I'm not going to concede. Like, if I'm wrong and my opponent isn't Delver, I really want to know. Yep, so this is probably Storm. Very glad I didn't concede. Concede, change your name, move to Mexico, become a goat herd. Yep. Seems accurate. Yeah, if you have a relevant link, I'm fine with you posting that. Go for it. All right, come on. You started. Storm's already at 8. What? Oh, is this like a Tin Fins deck? Neat. Or is this going to be like the weird like Magus of the Will Reanimator deck? Tin Fins doesn't play Cabal Ritual, though. Woo! Look at how spicy that is. Entomb for Past in Flames? That's cool. I don't know how my opponent's gonna win yet. Is this just like a random value Past in Flames? Like draw a few more cards, take my Jace? Jasper, as a Tin Fins player, I'm pretty sure that Cabal Ritual is not stock. Like it's so slow. Found a win condition. The turn was unusual. That's what it was. So I can Stoneforge and get a Jitte. But since my opponent is presumably playing the card Reanimate, I should probably try to get 2 hits in with Mishra's Factory so I can take them off of Reanimate for Grizzlebrand. Holy shit, am I gonna, like, win this game? I can, like, get Tundra, play True Name here, then have my opponent on a 2-turn clock. My opponent escalated collective brutality there. But as far as, like, what's happening with the rest of my opponent's deck, I am a little bit unsure. Okay, this makes sense. So my opponent is playing Tin Fins featuring like Lion's Eye Diamond. So the idea is like you can LED to like discard on burial rights. Okay, alright, I get it now. So that's a shame. If we drew a land there, I could like ultimate Gideon and swing in and kill my opponent. I probably should have like let my opponent attack with the Grizzlebrand. They might just like hold back Grizzlebrand now. But that's okay. No, you can keep those. Oh yeah, like with another land, like I can Jace bounce an idiot, I can Gideon Emblem, like I already have lethal on board. They have to like get a tendrils to kill me here. Which is very possible. Like my opponent did draw 7 cards. I did not consider clicking myself because I had lethal on board with a True Name attack. Like, the only way clicking myself matters is if my top card is, like, Force of Will. That could get Children if my opponent is playing Children. That was just an entomb for an entomb? What? So there's no children. Alright, one card left. Still one card left. Well, chat, we won a multifor against this Entomb Tinfin's Storm Past in Flames deck. No, we did it. Okay. Oh, sorry. Mold 3, excuse me. That's right. We kept, like, land, Jace, Batterskull, and then, like, Scry to Stoneforge to the top. Ugh. So, unsure about Council's Judgment and Pithing Needle. They're probably fine. Let's figure out what I don't want. Nahiri seems terribly slow. Jitte doesn't seem great here. I'll probably trim on some threats. Crucible's not where I need to be. Supreme Verdict is probably not where I need to be. Gideon probably isn't necessary. I can beat my opponent to death with whatever. And search is probably slow. So that means I don't board in 2 of these. So I probably don't board in that second Council's Judgment. And maybe I trim one of these. Actually, the Council's Judgment might just be worse. It can tag random artifact mana that gets played out, but that probably doesn't matter. Should just, like, probably value cheap interaction over everything else. I mean, I'm also confused how I won. Like, they entombed for an entomb? Was that a misclick and they just fucked up? Or did they, like, not have another target other than Grizzlebrand? Oh my god, box, go away. Alright, there we go. Alright, thought sees me happens. Probably takes my click. I won a mold of 4, so, like, obviously mistakes had to happen on the other side. I wonder if I was supposed to keep in Supreme Verdict to hedge against Mentor. I didn't really consider that previously. But, like, my normal Tin Fin sideboard plan involves, like, a bunch of... Ooh, that is great. Involves a bunch of, like, Dark Confidants and such. Well, we have a wealth of resources. I'm gonna put back this land, and which card do I want the most out of all of these? Probably Flusterstorm, so I'll put Flusterstorm above that to protect it. Ah, Steamplugger Boss. I didn't just consider that I was that good. Mull to 3 doesn't matter. Still obliterate opponent. Alright. You have killed my true name. Okay. And opponent, if you are safe, I hate to tell you that you are indeed not safe. I'm just gonna tag this right now before my opponent can go, like, double reanimation spell on it. What the hell is that? It's just a tutor? My opponent have no way to win left? Probably not. Like, they'd have to attack me with, like... I didn't see it. There's no tendrils in there, right? So they have, like, a Magus of the Mind left that they can kill me with? Like, why is my opponent still playing? Yeah, like, there must be decays in the board. I don't care about Entomb, right? Like, my opponent can Entomb past In Flames, but it doesn't matter. Long story short, Brightling's great. I'm pretty sure this doesn't matter, but let's not be wrong. Opponent has the opportunity to, like, Dark Ritual and, like, effectively counter my Flusterstorm, but I'm fine with that, because then, like, that's their turn. Oh, can Mastermind's Acquisition get a card out of the sideboard? Ah, okay. Opponent can keep all of that. I'm going to get a blue card for Force of Will here. And then I'll just Fate Seal from here on out. What does Past In Flames even do? Probably nothing. But there's probably very little harm in countering it. All right, that was a weird one. Yeah, like, I don't know where my opponent is heading exactly if they do that Past In Flames, but they were willing to throw all of their resources into it, so they were probably going somewhere. My opponent's deck just kind of felt clunky, though. Like, if it was regular Tin Fins, I was 100%, like, just probably dead in both games. Or even if it was, like, the Tin Fins Wish version, I feel like that would be better. This version just felt so clunky. I say as I jam all these, like, 4-drops. Hey Ken, welcome. We're playing Blue-White Stoneblade featuring a whole bunch of, like, big fat planeswalkers. So my opponent plays Stoneblade and various control decks. Again, this hand's so awkward mana-wise. Like, I guess I keep this, and, like, if I have to, I fetch Tundra, and I can, like, both Spell Snare and Swords. This is not good. This is so clunky. I don't think this is good enough on the play. God, this deck's mana is fucking abysmal. How many wastelands and factories are we running? Too many. 2 factories, 2 wastelands. Like, that was one of the fears I talked about with this. Well, sorry, I didn't say it explicitly, but, like, one of the things I was worried about with the deck was, like, that we had cut down 2 ponders. And, like, cutting down 2 ponders while also playing a handful of colorless lands can be a little rough. Like, Bosk, I'm definitely on the wrong side of variance right now. That's for 100% sure. I think the only way I probably win this game at this point, assuming my opponent is a 4-color control deck, is by drawing a blue card here, jamming True Name Nemesis, and having it resolve. In before Liliana Edict, and I concede. I mean, that's annoying. again. Everything's going so well. Do I source the Plowshares this Leovold? I don't think I do. I think I just, like, continue to race my opponent. So I still win the race, right? Like, I hit my opponent for 3, and then I hit them for 3 again, and they die. I'll die to a Bolt or a K command or a Snapcaster Mage. I accept. Please don't draw a land and, like, super punish me. Fuck. You would like to bolt me. Yep, okay. So now I can't fetch and play this Batter Skull. That's bad. Okay, no, I guess I don't die to snap because I can't fetch. So I can like play land, I can Swords to Plowshares Leo, they'll hit me to 1. But then I kill, no, I don't kill them, they'll be at 1. Unfortunate. So I guess I save this for a Brainstorm since I'm not going to be able to fetch. Yeah, okay, yeah, I could also die to, like, Snapcaster Bolt. So I guess I'll do this now and not give them 1 extra card or open mana to try to, like, force this and kill me immediately. Damn. We were real close there. So this seems good, this seems good, this seems good, this seems good. Pithing Needle, probably not. Flusterstorms, maybe. Let's figure out what seems bad. I don't think this is a Force of Will fight. I think this is going to be like a fair card versus fair cards fight. Swords to Plowshares isn't the greatest, so I can probably trim those and then submit this. I can also consider cutting my Verdict, but the Verdict cleanly answers Leovold, which I like, and just sweeps off a bunch of BS like Deathrite Shaman and such. Yeah, I'm in for this. I think Flusterstorm is better than Force of Will. I don't think Flusterstorm is amazing, but like just nugging timely like hymns, cantrips, things like Toxic Deluge, it can matter. This is actually a great, great, great hand. This Crucible of Worlds Wasteland plan will probably decimate my opponent in before they just like lead on Deathrite Shaman and fuck me over. God damn it. Fuck you, Deathrite Shaman. Now next turn, I can, like, assuming my opponent fetches, I can do something like, play Crucible, waste, and waste. Like, or just, like, double waste my opponent and, like, you do the Crucible as the follow-up on the next turn. But my opponent's probably going to hymn to Turok me and hit Crucible of Worlds. Nope, okay. Leovold to make my Crucible plan shitty? Nope. Lily Last Hope. That's fine. I can set this up so I either get to, like, Snapcaster Council Judgment that Lily, or just, like, end of turn Snapcaster, attack the Lily, equip a sword. Alright, there's the Leovold to punish me. So I'm going to plan on Snapcaster Council's Judgment one way or another on my next turn. And so I'm not going to, like, just wasteland my opponent's Bayou and keep them off of mana. Yeah, when you play Pile and you just, like, draw the nuts, it's so good. It's so good when everything works. Go on, just, like, fucking him me and take the only card in my hand that matters. Do it. You won't. I'll take the Lily. The Leovold's not that big of a deal. The rest of my hand, like, can just pound through a Leovold. Alright, there goes the only card that... Oh, no, that's... Yeah. Okay, well, this is not all that bad, actually. So I get to Leovold off the table. Then I can Wasteland my opponent. Replay my Wasteland. I can deploy a Jitte. So now I just need to draw, like, any creature, or any Planeswalker, or any cantrip, not a land. Opponent's draws are pretty solid here, given circumstances. No, we are not in Fetch to Thin territory. Because Fetch to Thin changes the clock. basic planes, even before that, like, even if they have one Snapcaster Mage, being at 9 life versus being at 8 life is still a 1-turn clock difference. I'm going to equip it with this sword rather than Jitte to increase the survivability of my Snapcaster Mage. God damn it. Well, that was frustrating. Like, I took my opponent off of 2 different colors, kept them on 2 lands. They drew... That's frustrating. That's frustrating. I guess I don't get to draw cards and see what else I would have gotten. Oh, Min, I don't disagree. Like, there was a lot of interaction there. I don't know, like, to what degree my opponent used their cantrips to go and sculpt the game plan towards those lines that they took. Equipped Crucible with Jitte and Sword. That would have been good. I need, what's that blue Saga card that, like, turns all my artifacts into 5/5s or whatever? Like, that would have been real good there. Yes, the first match here was not a real match. The first match was, like, somehow Phil wins because opponent just lives in a brick house where they do nothing but brick all day. Yeah, March of the Machines would have been good as well. Okay, chat, I'm going to take 30 seconds and flip my laundry real quick, and then we'll go into the remaining 3 rounds. Why did I value the removal over Brainstorm? Because I was at, like, 4 life? Min, there's, I think it was a Bomberman list floating around that I think played the Antiquity Wars. I want to say it was like Blue-White Bomberman featuring Board the Weatherlight as a cantrip and the Antiquity Wars. List was super weird. Let me see if I still have that bookmarked. Oh man, you enjoy that. Alright, my opponent plays all sorts of stuff. They played Loam, Miracles, and Turbo Depths recently. This is the first, like, reasonable opening hand I have. I have mana to cast my spells, so I keep. Oh geez, opponent has mulligan to 5. Alright, red-black Reanimator. Ooh. That's no good. Dark Ritual, Flashback, Faithless Looting. Oh my god. Okay. I was gonna say, like, still no, dude after all that would be pretty devastating. Alright, so after this turn, I'll hopefully be able to hold up Snapcaster Counterspell if I draw a land. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to have Snapcaster Counterspell up, or just put in Batterskull. And then I'll feel pretty safe. Echo, remind me after the match. My link wasn't working. Cheap interaction in. Maybe even that too. Maybe not this Council's Judgment, it's kind of slow. Alright, so what's out? Nahiri's slow. Supreme Verdict probably isn't good. Crucible definitely isn't good. Jitte definitely isn't good. Probably like Trim a True Name, Trim a Stoneforge. Search is slow. I mean, if I was in red, I'd play the other Nahiri. The other Nahiri is fine. Like, one Nahiri, one Emrakul, get them. Maybe Verdict's too slow, and just, like, Council's Judgment is better. Is Pithing Needle for Grizzlebrand good enough? I feel like it is, since I have 6 1-mana removal spells, and just, like... Maybe Needle's not good enough. Like, it's definitely not good enough on the draw, right? I think I like all the rest of my other tools better. This hand has no... If I take out one random land from this, I like this as a 6-card hand, but I don't think I like this as a 7-card hand. I think I shipped this one. Oh, this hand's real good if I get a blue source. This hand's real good if I get a blue source. I'm keeping this. YOLO. Uh-oh. Fuck. Yes, Factory has not been an acceptable Magic the Gathering card. It's whatever. Like, as long as my opponent doesn't go off this turn, I just, like, play Factory, pass, draw Island, fuck another Snapcaster Mage. It's fine. Like, I'll force a Will their play, and then, like, use my Factory to pay 1, and then I'll draw the blue source, so I have Negate and Fluster up. Right, chat? Right? It'll be fine. Never mind that archetype of Endurance in the graveyard. F that. Choose that. I'll pitch. Click. Come on. Island? God damn it. Hey chat, you know what's better than 1 Mishra's Factory? It's 2 Mishra's Factory. 2 Factory is the answer. Am I just gonna get, like, fucking sired here? Nope. Sire would have been pretty devastating. Opponent is dead if I draw planes into Path to Exile, and then I poke them with the Factory. And they don't do anything else. Alright, we're dead. We're dead. Scumbag Factory. as soon as they produce a second body, I will concede. I can't beat a second body. But the first is beatable. Who needs blue mana when you can just deal 2 damage a turn? I'm with you, chat. Opponent didn't even have the decency to take my Snapcaster Mage so I could get it back. We're done here. We're done here. On the play, I will take the Pithing Needles, I think. Maybe in place of a Jace and a Swords. Well, the hand's slightly awkward because I don't have a blue card for this force, but I have a Surgical, I have a Swords, I have a threat. Opponent leads on Chancellor. Yes, we have clearly splashed for colorless here. Not tapping out for Stoneforge because I need to leave Surgical up. Not even going to cast that Ponder. Just going to pass the turn. It's a blue card for Force of Will. Now I should probably cast something, just so I don't discard. But if I just like jam the Stoneforge on the previous turn, it does kind of open me up to Cabal Therapy, right? Because it probably means that I have Force of Will. Like this turn, so I don't discard, I will jam it. I don't know that it was correct to the previous turn. Alright, so I guess this is a bad play because this still forces me to discard. And I don't want a Surgical yet. I want a Surgical in response to a spell for maximum value. Cabal Therapy resolves. So they have... She's reanimate, so they have Exhume, Animate Dead left. Oh shit, I clicked too quickly there. Oops. So now I don't have a Batter Skull. I derped. I meant to, like, let that resolve, like, put in my Batter Skull in response. Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. 100% on me if I lose this. Wouldn't it be so much better if we had a Batter Skull in play, chat? I don't have another piece of equipment, right? So I think to hide the fact that I have this negate, I do go ahead and attack. Yeah, we're running actual factual negate here. So I can just equip this to Stoneforge Mystic, then it becomes a 5/6. It can trade with Archetype, and then I can equip the Batterskull to Mishra's Factory to finish things off later. Surgical's decent. Well, we played perfectly and got rewarded, as is usual. God, I don't believe I made that misplay. Like, I even thought about that. I'm like, yeah, I can let this Elash Norn resolve because in response I just put in the Batterskull and then I remove it and then I have like a 4-power clock. I'm so loose. So loose. I do not have kind words to say about this mana base. Like, I've drawn these fucking Mishra's Factories in, like, every opener. I've mulliganed so many times with this deck. Yeah, so, like, assuming my opponent didn't do anything there, I would not have bounced the Batterskull because, yes, exactly what Eggett said. Because if I just draw another land, I have to lethal by equipping. God damn it. God damn these Mishra's Factories. And apparently they have, like, fucking banding or some shit, so they're always seen together. We'll do the old, like, hey look, I'm D&T play for a couple of turns. Oh god, is my opponent just on, like, fucking Manalist or some shit? Yep. We're playing against Dredge. So what do I want to play towards? I can play towards playing True Name next turn, or I can play towards, like, having a factory. I think I play towards, like, True Name or Counterspell next turn. Oh yes, they have partner. So you get one and then it just tutors for the other. I mean, like, the good news is, in the post-sideboard games, I have a lot of cards that are pretty sweet against combo decks. The bad news is, my opponent might just, like, fucking destroy me right here, right now. Nope. Fuck. This mana base is so bad. Current game plan involves me, like, supreme verdicting my own Mishra's factories away in order to, like, get rid of bridges. What? Okay. So I think the plan is to, like, use this as Cabal therapy fodder to do, like, a force of will check before they go all in. So I think I do go ahead and Swords to Plowshares this, even though it's a very anemic play to do so. So this Force of Will is good, but the rest of this is garbage. Like, the Wasteland doesn't do anything, the Force doesn't do enough. I don't think I can win if I keep this. Like, I can keep myself from not losing, but the Dredgers are eventually going to get me. Alright, maybe there's a world where I can keep this. Like, I Force of Will pitch True Name on my opponent's first big play. I then Snapcaster Mage, Swords to Plowshare or something next turn. And, like, try to get rid of bridges via chump blocking, then Supreme Verdict. I guess this isn't, like, the worst. Now we're dead. I have to force this. Yeah, it just sucks that I have to force this. Forget about factory and attack in. Give me that bridge. Before anyone says, like, yes, I know I can, like, just kill the Icarid, but I just want that bridge gone. Like, I could have animated the other factory and, like, pump, and then, like, create a 4/4 that lives through that. But the bridge being gone does matter. The meta base is abysmal, Cat. It's so bad. It's, like, laughably bad. I probably should have, like, changed a couple of things. Like, I really liked the first Stoneblade deck that I played. This one less so. Why is my opponent floating double white? There goes the Supreme Verdict. Which is a shame, because once I get rid of the remaining bridges, that would have been really good. Yep. I find it very likely that I am on the mill plan, yes. Holy shit, my opponent is giving me the opportunity to take out another bridge for free for like 2 damage? That seems so incorrect. Holy shit, did my opponent just go down to 2 cards in life? Library? No. Yeah, down to 2 cards in library. So now I just, like, activate my Mishra's Factory, wasteland it to remove the last bridge, and then I just win. Wow, opponent super fucked up there. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So if I block an Icarid this turn, I take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the next turn, I take 15, so I'll die. But I don't really have much of an option, right? Like, I just have to, like, block an Icarid and trade. Margins are going to be very, very narrow here. I also do have to wasteland. Oh shit, they're gonna get a whole bunch of more zombies. So, like, what do I draw that lets me get through this? Not Supreme Verdict, not Snapcaster Mage, not Swords to Plowshares. Alright, yeah, so I have to, like, block an Icarid and then wasteland it so they don't get all the goodies. So they have this, this, this to exile. I just die. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. So close. I guess Spell Snare doesn't actually matter, right? Most of their cards are 1. Or will be effectively 1. God damn. Fucking Mishra's factory magnet. %, force of willing that, I can probably buy absurd amount of times by keeping them from getting stuff into the graveyard. And I need that time. I need that time very badly. This is a cruel joke at my expense. I just can't win now, right? Like, I boarded out the council's judgment, so I don't have an out to Silent Gravestone. I'm gonna value my time. Alright, another day. Let's draw an opening hand. It'll probably have factory in it. There he is, little fella! Little fella's there! Alright, my opponent plays Rug Delver, it looks like. This hand is not amazing, but I have a couple of brainstorms to fix it. And I have a lot of redundant lands if my opponent is playing the Stifle version. Operating under the assumption that my opponent is playing Stifle, I am going to fetch a basic island here. That's fine. I do not want to get my Swords to Plowshares dazed, so that's why I did not, like, brainstorm first for, like, maximum value. Yeah, man, it took a few rounds for me to warm up and remember how to draw good hands when I'm playing blue cards. Alright. I guess I will cast the first Brainstorm. Deal. Deal, 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 deal. Or, instead of spell snaring a daze, we could, you know, pay 1 mana. Just gonna throw that out there. I want to give him another chance to Spell Pierce Brainstorm. I think I do. Ooh. I don't want to play this turn. I'm going to bury Batterskull too deep and plan on Stoneforging on my next turn when I can Stoneforge around days. And then I'll play Island to hold up Spell Snare for Tarmogoyf. So I think this is going to get stifled, and then I have a better chance at resolving... Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah, I've got a friend who's been sending me, like, various E3 updates. There's been some neat things going on. Mmm. I mean, the Fallout announcements were pretty cool, right? Oh, I just usually go with whatever art is just available when I throw it all into my card hoarder loan account card. I pay very little attention to that. For cards I own, I'll pick the art, but for everything else, it's whatever. Is that worth brainstorming to try to find a force for? I feel like no, because like Batterskull Germ just trades with it, or I just like equip to these Stoneforges when I get another land. So I think I just let that resolve. Ooh, this is a great set of cards. I think I'm going to put back land, spell snare, attack with this, and then play search. On my turn, I can mill my spell snare that I don't want to draw, and then draw the land, and then have like Batterskull equip as an option. Sure, you can know that I have force and click. Pretty tempted to just force this Ponder since my opponent is on like Stone Cold nothing. But I won't. Four or five Tarmogoyf. I think I can just let that resolve. Play a Vendilion click, click my opponent, equip Batterskull to Vendilion click, and then just ignore Tarmogoyf. Alright, so Rug Delver. Verdict is good. Judgment is good. Blessed Alliance is good. Path is okay. Sword is considerable, but maybe not the best. Eos, thank you very much for the host. I appreciate your support. We are currently going to game 2 against a Delver deck. Rug Delver deck, specifically. So I probably don't want Force, especially on the draw, since Force is poor against Daze. Well, Arc and Path is, like, kind of good, right? Like, it's good against Delver and Mongoose and Goyf, but bad against True Name and Nimble Mongoose. So it kind of depends on the opponent's build a little bit. I'm not sure about where to go with the cuts from there. Like, Search is pretty slow, and I really don't want to put an enchantment into the graveyard for Tarmogoyf reasons. So I kind of want to cut that. But at the same time, I could see an argument for cutting, like, Nahiri or Crucible instead. I kind of want to keep Nahiri, because if I actually like stick a piece of equipment and I start plussing, that's going to be so annoying for my opponent. Yeah, like if we assume my opponent is on like the Delver Tarmogoyf Mandrill builds that like I've seen him play in the past, then yes, Path is insane. But like we have to respect that there are other builds out there. I wonder if Fluster is better than my Counterspell. I could see playing Fluster over like Counterspell and Spell Snare. I could also see trimming some of the fat from my deck. But this is probably okay. Ugh. Excuse me. Wow, this is like a reasonable hand. It's not quite as interactive as I'd like, but like Supreme Verdict on turn 4 is going to be like devastatingly good. I think I want to go ahead and fetch before I can get stifled. Don't think I want any of that. That's much better. Alright, Blind Flip Delver is great for my opponent. Oh, did this get reprinted for Standard? Yeah, the art's different. Okay. Jitte into True Name Nemesis into if that doesn't work, okay, I'll just Supreme Verdict instead. Yeah, it seems fine. Oh, shit. That is not good. He does get style points, that's for damn sure. I think my best draw here would be Force of Will. Then I can, like, play True Name with Force backup. Untap one land, play one land. So, if I try to Council's Judgment the orb here, I'll lose to Spell Pierce or Force. If I try to lose here, if I try to True Name here, I'll lose to Force or Pyroblast. If I try to Supreme Verdict here, I'm very, very far behind if my opponent plays another follow-up creature. I think I should Supreme Verdict. It doesn't get stopped by anything, and it probably buys me a turn or two to do something else. I feel like my opponent's hand is probably going to be full of permission in one way or another. I haven't really given them anything that they reasonably needed to counter this game. So I feel like it's way too dangerous to go all in on, like, a counterable spell. Ugh. Now I basically have to. Yep. Now I die to this Tarmogoyf unless I draw a 1-mana removal spell. Yeah, Winter Orb is strong. Alright, do I change anything knowing that my opponent has Winter Orb? I don't think so. My opponent probably only plays like 1 or 2 Winter Orbs. I have Council's Judgments for them. And I have Spell Snare and Counter Spells for them, as well as Council's Judgments, or just like sticking a better threat than them and pulling ahead. I'm fine with it. God, what is with all these, like, terrible hands? God damn it. Again. I mean, I guess I keep this one and, like, try to rely on the strength of Brainstorm to fix it, but this is not good. Yeah, Echo, I am going to need the thoughts and prayers. Yeah, if my opponent has Stifle here, I'm fucked. I'm down to 0 lands. How many lands do you have, opponent? Let's play that game. Damn. It's fine. Let's just, like, draw a Stoneforge Mystic, or a Brainstorm, or a True Name Nemesis, or a Counterspell. Like, whatever. I'm fine with most of the draws of my deck. That's not a good draw. I'm gonna play out my fetch so I have some insulation from Wasteland. I guess I could have considered, like, double fetching there and just getting Plains Island. I want to start clocking my opponent. Oh, Dave C., thank you very much for hosting. It's okay, like, if I keep making land drops, I'm just getting towards, like, this Batterskull doing something impressive. See if my opponent has another Spell Snare. Force of Will. Pitching a True Name. Deal, 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 deal. I'll go ahead and fetch here. If my opponent has a Stifle, they'll probably use it on this land. Nope. And I'm going to hold my Tundra until I'm ready to play the Batterskull. Alright, so my opponent has a Bolt. So do I just, like, Verdict here? Just, like, stop the clock, make my opponent play a new clock. Play land. Then if my opponent doesn't do anything, I have, like, Snapcaster Brainstorm available for my next turn. I like that. Yeah, Bosk, thank you for the message. Feel free to, like, ban any bots you see, that's fine. I did make you a mod. Oh, you're not a mod yet. I'll mod you. Ta-da! And man, you can be a mod too. You have all the power. Seems like a hoot and mandrels. That's fine. Yum. Now I can Snapcaster Brainstorm their end of turn, or Snapcaster Path. So I'm going to brainstorm anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now in response. Crucible. I probably should have boarded Crucible out. Actually, next turn I guess I can go like Crucible and Stoneforge. So I'll bury Batterskull 2 deep. Actually, I probably want Batterskull. Oh, this is awkward. If I take the Crucible and I cast Crucible first and it doesn't resolve, I can't actually Stoneforge. Yeah, so I'll bury Crucible, take the land. And then that resolves. In Step Top, this is a donation league. So I know Lightning Bolt is one of their 2 cards. So I'm going to be comfortable with just casting this here. Well, I guess I don't know that one of their 2 cards is Lightning Bolt anymore because they've shuffled. Alright, looks like they did keep the Bolt. Okay, not actually. But effectively, yes. That's disgusting. Hey, Gracefully Balding, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm doing everything I can to like put out good legacy content for the community. There are some fun things coming that I haven't talked about yet as well. Both teams played hard. What can my opponent find? Pulverize? Okay. So, deck list was not good. This deck list really wasn't good. We never resolved Nahiri. We never resolved Gideon. Mishra's Factory was a total scumbag. The Crucible was awkward. We never activated Search for Azcanta. I think this was just like a worse version of what I played before. By a lot. Like, let me move these sideboard cards over so you can see them. Like, this is the deck list I played before. This is a deck list that I think is good. Like, I go down one more land, but I play 2 more cantrips, and I get to, like, jam back to basics as this, like, killer, awesome, good card. I have more early interaction in Spell Pierce. Like, I think this is just a largely, strictly better version of the deck than this. We did play against a lot of combo decks where I boarded out, like, all the sweet, fun cards. So I guess that was kind of unfortunate. So I am actually just finishing up a league with Blue-White Stoneblade. Yeah, yeah. Plus the like quote unquote good version I played previously has Elspeth, and Elspeth is sweet. Should have jammed an Elspeth into this deck, then maybe this deck would have been better. I won't say that I didn't have fun. There were a lot of really unfortunate things that occurred during this league, but like I still cashed, so like whatever. That was the idea. The Planeswalkers were supposed to be sweet and fun. Not so much. Like, I hardly even used Jace. Like, I think I only, like, locked up one game with Jace. The rest of the time when I was winning, it was just like, oops, I true named. Or, like, my opponent just concedes because I had too much hate. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a break and get lunch here. And then I have a few things I need to do, but I'm probably going to be back mid-afternoon, and I'm going to do my last Blue-White Stoneblade stream that I need to do. Well, not need to, but I want to do for my donation queue to finish that off. I think I'm going to run back this list from before. I really enjoyed this Blue-White list. I thought it was very, very good. So I'll probably take a break for about 2 hours, and then come back and do another stream. No, I think this version is just like so much better than everything else that's running around. Like this is like a good list, right? I don't even think I want to change anything from this list. Like the only thing that's kind of suspect is the Blue Elemental Blast, because against Red Prison it's checked by Chalice on 1, but it's so good when they don't have Chalice that like I guess I get it. So Min, I think the Elspeth is fine. Like, I can see an argument for it being better than Gideon due to the evasion that the Elspeth can give it with your equipment. But, like, I think having one more bomby threat in the board, either Elspeth or Gideon, is respectable. Because the sideboard's kind of light on fair cards, right? Like, this is your fair stuff, and in most matchups, like, Disenchant and Rip aren't good, so you really only have, like, 3 generic good mid-rangey cards, and I think one of those needs to be something bomby. It can give True Name Flying. Oh god. Why would you even need to do that? It already doesn't get blocked by anything. I don't know that I want this, like, Merfolk Rogue in the air as well. It's kind of terrifying. Okay, let me think if there's anything else I want to say about this deck list. In case the person who, like, designed it ends up watching this video randomly. I think this list was too greedy on the top end. I think, like, trying to run, like, Search and Crucible and, like, Jace, Gideon, Nahiri in the main deck without, like, 8 cantrips to help support them and without additional, like, early interaction was too ambitious. The sideboard was fine. I thought the sideboard was very, very well geared to beat all of the decks that I played. So, like, I think the sideboard was constructed well. Not 100% sure if Negate is the best card in the world. But like I understand it. It's pretty versatile and flexible, and that's the sort of thing you want for your Stoneblade decks. I think that's all I have to say about this. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed. My name's Phil Gallagher. I run Thraben University. I'm going to be doing a lot of legacy content this summer, although my schedule's kind of messed up starting now between my move and Latin Academy. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for now. I'll be back in about 2 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and host you to someone else who is probably playing some sort of blue mid-range deck. Oh, yes. And we have to end this by saying Mishra's Factory was a scumbag. One last time. Cheers!